likha nila, ibang mundo nakikita niya. Mabuting iba, di gaya nila, pikit ang mata, ang tama wala. Ha! 20-20! Paulit-ulit.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Forever here. I hope that you are all doing well. Just when you think that you got rid of me because I ran out of SB19 content, I'm back like a bad smell. I am excited about this one. This is an interesting goodie box. This is a goodie box. If you have a look at the description below, you will see what I am watching today. Whenever I sit and I take a stock of the stuff that I've got left to watch, I'm surprised that there is still so much interesting stuff that I've not seen, and I'm like, oh my goodness, they did this. Wow, this is prestigious. Oh my goodness, did they look like this? And I top and tail my videos to make sure that they're semi-okay without ruining it for myself, without pre-watching it. And as I was doing it, I was like, really? Really? So I'm really looking forward to this. I am topping and tailing this video with MAPA. So this is an interesting bunch. We're going to go all throughout the years, back and forth. Be prepared to get some whiplash. Do you want to watch this with me? I'm starting off with this. Now, this is, I'm guessing, a really big deal and quite prestigious. And when I topped and tailed this, I was like, oh my goodness, Stel, but oh my goodness, all of the boys. And I'm looking forward to starting off today's goodie box and today's marathon with this.
And Sentro Rizal ambassadors, P-Pop Kings, SB19!
Look at Stel. Before we start, how long can one stay a youth ambassador? Because surely they're going to get to a certain point where technically they can't do it anymore, or can they? I'm just thinking, because it says youth ambassador, will they not be youths anymore at some point? I want them to do it forever. Look at Stel. Look at Josh. Get that spotlight on Josh. I'm so excited. I am really sorry to interrupt it in the middle of such an emotive bit, but would you look at JOSHCULLEN? He looks like straight out of like a romantic Hollywood movie. When did he look like this? I mean, he always looked like this. Look at Pal. Yes. I need to hold on to something. Oh no, what's happened to Stel's mic? So cute. I'm gonna marry that man. What? The spotlight on Josh. Because I was busy simping over him, I'm just going to listen to it again because it's just the best. I just love it. Why do I love that bit so much? Oh. What year is this? I mean, Ken is always soulful, but he really poured his heart into that. Who sounds like this in a fan cam? Jeez. The truth is that was every bit as amazing as the festival that happened over the weekend, and that fan cam that we watched, just as good as that. And from what I could tell, they were performing without in-ears. This is the audio that we are getting through a fan cam, for goodness sake. And this is not a proper stage. This is within some official building, and there we go. It's just like a on-the-spot setup sort of a thing, and the boys bring so much emotion and meaning to something like this. I just love it. I love them. There is no end to my love for them. This was a spectacular performance, and in a really weird way, I'm kind of glad that I saved it for now, because it will forever remind me that they have always been this good. Like, I don't need a reminder, because I know, but isn't it really nice to think that even when MAPA was released, that was somewhat the beginnings of SB19 and what we know of them today, but even back then, they were this amazing. Look how baby-faced she is here. I want to see whose song this is. It sounds a really good fit for him. Dog looks good on him. Am I going to be able to tell? Oh, is it Shanty Doe? Pick because it fits his voice really nicely, and also the audience are familiar with it too, so they can sing along. So he's been doing this every time from the beginning. whenever I look back at Sejun, in my opinion, looking at the situation, I feel like that he was the member that was the most forced to look a certain way to get that idolly feel, and I really hate it, because if you look at Pablo today, his confidence, his presence, the way that he dresses both off and on stage is absolutely amazing. He didn't need to be anything else. He didn't need to be molded in any other way. The best thing was just to let him be himself, because look at what we've got today. I mean, some of the styling worked in those early days and I did like some of it, but in comparison to today, it's just miles apart. Who else is this? All of them, cute. That was a sweet surprise. Ciao. I'm going to have to look up the lyrics of this song. There must be a reason why all of them are brought on stage and why they're being touchy-feely huggy. Before they disappear off my screen, I just want to say that obviously when they've now delved out and become solo artists, I think it helps them to grow when they work with other people, and each individual has an idea of what they want to do in this industry, and they kind of want that freedom away from the group, you know, to really take the reins of their careers. So I understand why they don't work with each other, but when I see them and I see how great they are together, I do semi-roll my eyes, because I'm like, excuse me, Pablo, excuse me, Josh, you do know each other. You have collaborated, even if it was a cover, you have collaborated before, so why are you being shy now? But I also totally understand, because this is how they're going to grow as artists, and them going out doing their own thing without the other members gives them a certain level of freedom, and I'm starting to understand that more, and I just have to accept it. But there will be a time, I'm telling you, that we will get subunits, and it's going to be amazing. MAPA again. This is interesting. Some stood up, some sat down. I like.
Mama, kamusta na di na? Tayo laging nakikita, miss na kita sobra. Lagi na lang kami ang nauuna. Di ba pwedeng ikaw muna, akin ang pangamba.
Love it.
Dahil ikaw ang aking mata, sa tuwing mundo'y
look at Pablo. He's always enjoying the entire song.
aking pahinga. Kaya huwag mag-alala, ipikit ang iyong madatan. Pahinga muna,
Oof. That dimple, we barely ever get to see it. In the early days especially. cool if they did like a little bit of choreography and they swapped places. The two that stood up sat down, the others got up or something. I knew he was going to get up.
Nung ako'y bata pa, diba? Aking puso yung hinanda sa mga bagay na buhay ang may dala. Dala ko ang iyong bawat payo at hanggang sa dulo magkalayo tayo. Ako'y tatayo, pangako tatay ko.
The difference between that other performance and this one, the evolution of Josh's voice. You can really hear Stell.
Di ko na sasayangin pa mga natitirang paghinga. Natungo na kung saan naroon ng mahalaga. Kahit na kailang pa may di mauwa, wala pagkakalak kong mapa. Saan man mapunta kung saan nagmula. Huwag mag-alala, pikit ang matatana. Pahinga muna, ako na. Huwag mag-alala, ipikit ang iyong mata.
I like it, it's a fresh version of MAPA.
Ako nang bahala. Pasalamat sa iyong nagawa, Mapa. Pahinga muna, ako na. Latsara-tsara, latsara-tsara, latsara-tsara-tsara.
They are shouting their parts, aren't they, in this?
Latsara-tsara, latsara-tsara, latsara-tsara-tsara, latsara-tsara. Pahinga muna, ako na.
Oh, that was so nice. I mean, Stell has everything in his voice anyway, but the vibrato, I love it when we get to hear it. And that's why I don't like it when he throws away that line to 18. I mean, I love to get involved, and not that I've seen them in real life or that I've ever done that, but I think that it probably feels quite nice. But I love to hear him sing that line. And recently he has been, or from the performances that I've seen recently, he has been as well. And definitely like when they're harmonizing, I guess because the mics there was not really like a mix that they usually have. Everyone was like really turned up in this. So I could hear Stell in doing his backing stuff a lot louder than I usually would be able to. And I just really love that the sounds that Stell makes are so beautiful. I don't know if it's an accent, I don't know if it's just his voice, but it's just such a beautiful sound when it comes out of his mouth.
Here we go! Hey! Ready?
I think I dance on that small little pedestal.
Are you guys ready to hear
This is cool.
We hear the sound.
It's been so long. Look at Stell. Look at those hips.
Nagsimula no pero wala na akong balak na tapusin. Di ibig sabihin pag di tinapos ako ito na rin.
Oh, it might work.
Ko naman na di ako pinaka magaling. Let's go! Got no fix with all of you please. Destinies will be better. Lahat ng aking basura pupulutin laging dala. Kahit saan pa ako mapunta, lapat sa lupa aking mga paa. Hiwaga bawat lakas ng pintana. Sa aking dati lahat ngayon'y nagbubukas.
This is such a killer album. I love the different levels. They should do this at their concert.
Watawad, wow, 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 wow. Watawad, wow, 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 wow. Watawad, di na magpapaawat. Iwawag kay wayang watawad.
Yes, yes, yes.
Pare-paresan tayo may pagkakaiba, diba? Ika nila, ibang mundo nakikita niya. Mabuting iba, di gaya nila. Pikit ang mata, ang tama wala. Ha! 20-20, paulit-ulit, intelihente. Subalit-ulit, basagang lente. Pinunit-punit, inuunan talagang makasirit.
Josh for real gets the best parts in their songs. I love it so much. The way that his eyes almost like roll to the back of his head when he sings that bit. And I'm loving all of the layers, the steps. It's just something a little extra, something a little bit different. And they could so do this at their concerts.
Pare-paresan tayo may pagkakaiba, diba? Ika nila, ibang mundo nakikita niya. Mabuting iba, di gaya nila. Pikit ang mata, ang tama wala. Ha! 20-20, paulit-ulit, intelihente. Subalit-ulit, basagang lente. Pinunit-punit, inuunan talagang makasirit. Lahat ng aking basura, pupulutin lang kita. Kahit saan pa ako mapunta, dapat sa lupa aking alam mo na. Maniwala, darating ang mga biyaya. Higit pa sa lahat ng nawala.
Stan is just powerful in every single way.
What? Para iangat ang bandera. Para nasa puso niya na ang tatama. Ama, sala, matatikaw ang agiban. Bawal, bana, ipag-ibig mo ang watawad. Wow, 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 wow. Watawad, wow, 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 wow. Watawad, di na magpapawat. Paawat, iwawag kay wayang watawad. Let's go! Huwag mong sabihin sa'kin kung anong aking dapat gawin. Di naman kayo natutong makinig.
Oh, wow. Jump the confetti on them.
SeJosh! Listen up! Sing it with this. Everybody, let's go! Puso nyo na ang tatamay. Hey! Di na para iangat ang bandera. Para nasa
They are feeling
puso nyo
it.
na ang tatamay. Bandera para nasa puso nyo na ang tatama. Amay, sala, matatikaw ang agiman. Tawad, bana, iwag-iway mo ang watawad. Wow, 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 wow. Watawad, wow, 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 wow. Watawad, di na magpapaawat. Iwawag kay wayang watawad. SB19.
I love that so much. If I could, I would wolf whistle right now. I mean, I can, but not on mic. You wouldn't even be able to hear me. But you know, when you do it with your fingers, I don't even know what you're supposed to do. Anywho, that is what I would be doing right now. I love that. It's so simple, isn't it? You just have to rework something and it seems completely fresh. And also because there's been a real gap between a live performance of What for so long, and I've just been yearning to find another version, so I'm so grateful for this. And as much as I love Mana, if any song is going to make a comeback, I know Bazinga's just made a comeback, but I think it should be What. It's time, boys, bring it back. This was so cool. And I mean, obviously this is 2021. What happened to TikTok awards in the years after this? Did they just not happen? Because if they did, then SB19 surely would have performed there. So I don't know what happened there, but I love this. This was so good. Whoa, look at Justin. So handsome. Oh, I saw that, Pablo. I did. handsome. So in sync. Oh, it's just never going to leave their bodies, is it? Muscle memory. Nice. I can't wait to see them do that floor bit in these leather trousers. Oh no, what's happening with the barrier? Sometimes I'm scared of SB19 because they're so good. I cannot get over Justin. Get on the floor right now, boys. Smiley Ken. What is this creature called Stell? He has been dancing non-stop and still hits those high notes. Yes, Stell. Chill, boys. This is about pizza. They know no chill. My goodness, they look amazing in red. I really like the styling. I think they all look great. I like Pablo's hair here. He looks really cute. I had this hairstyle when I was about 5 years old. And seriously, like I've got a round face as well, so I looked like this as well. It's really crazy. I'll have to find you a photograph. But yeah, they looked amazing, and I'm really glad that this happened for them. Do they still do stuff with Pizza Hut? I just feel like I saw that one thing and then that's it. Are they still like in this contract? And yeah, I really enjoyed this. I was thinking about Go Up and how actually it's aged really well. I don't think that it ever sounds dated, or it doesn't sound like an SB19 that doesn't exist anymore. It's still very much them, and I think that the beauty is that their vocal imprint is all over this. So no matter if at that point they were going through this whole K-pop, P-pop thing, it's still very much SB19. And because Stell choreographed it, it's still very much SB19. I do wonder sometimes, like, I know we haven't seen them perform Go Up with the full out choreography for a very long time, but I do wonder if they're ever going to do it now, and whether any of them are going to regret that Stell choreographed this, because it's really high, like it's up tempo, and it's really just getting up there. And I wonder when they're going to reach that. I don't ever want them to reach that point, but you know, like a dancer's age is early 20s to mid 20s, and then when you start crossing over to 30 naturally with the human body, like, you know, things change. And I wonder when SB19 will reach the point and they'll be like, damn you, Stell. This was great. I wish there were more stuff like this. I'll have to look up whether they performed any other songs at this contract signing, but this was more than enough.
The talk of the town, they say I've gone there.
I can't believe I found something of Stell's that I've not seen.
I've gone there.
I love this
But they don't
song.
know what I know, 'cause when the sun goes down, someone's talking back. Yeah, they're talking back.
Tap down, Stell.
At night when the stars light up my room, I sit by myself, talking to the moon, trying to get to you.
Just listen to him forever.
In hopes you're on the other side, talking to me too, or am I a fool? Well, since so long, talking to the moon.
Oh.
Do you ever hear me calling?
Oh. 2010 me, when this released, felt like she was really going through something.
Cause every night I'm talking to the moon. Still trying to get to you.
He owns it. This is why he's so different.
Talking to me too, or am I a fool? Who sits alone, talking to the moon. At ayun na nga po ang nangyari sa aking buhay.
Is he being a radio host?
Kinausap ko ang buwan at nalaman ang tanging kasagutan. Nagmamahal, JUNARD.
Translate for me, please, friends. I am so desperate. He's such a dork. I don't know whether to love him, to cry over him, to strangle him, to roll my eyes at him. Maybe all of it. Maybe that's what love is all about. But I just loved everything about this. And yeah, as I was saying, when this song released, when this album released in 2010 or thereabouts, maybe it was 2010, maybe it was 2012, I can't quite remember. But a very young me thought, oh, I'm really going through like something. I'm feeling it. I'm heartbreak. Oh my God, feel sorry for me. Really emo time for me. So it's so funny to think that in years to come, like I was going to come across somebody who had a similar voice to Bruno Mars, and it's just going to be so fantastic, and I'm going to be head over heels in love for. And he's just so different, isn't he? I'm just never going to get over Stell. I had a really weird thought, and excuse me, I'm going to go into my like really weird delusional mode for a second, but coming across somebody like Stell, falling in love with him so much, I've had biases before. Stell is not my bias. I'm in love with Stell, but this is a whole other feeling. And I thought to myself, I need to do something so that I remember Stell. Now, I'm not saying this because it's a phase I'm going through and that he's forgettable or anything like that. But you know what happens with life? Sometimes stuff comes your way and you get distracted, you move in different directions, and who knows if I'm always going to have this channel, if I'm always going to be able to share my love with you for Stell, and you know, I'll get to living life, he'll get living life, and you know, SB19 will take over the world, I hope. And I just thought, what if in like 10 years time, in 15 years time, I'm not in this loop anymore? I'm always going to love SB19, but what if I'm not in this loop? What then? And I thought I would really like to bury like a time capsule, like an SB19 time capsule, and put loads of like memories in it, like screenshots of videos or like links to videos that I can in 10 years, 15 years time, when I'm old and grey, go back and look at and watch and thoroughly enjoy. But I don't even know where I'd bury it, you know, because I thought, although this is my house, this is my home, I might sell this place. I might not live here forever. I might not even be here for the next 5 years. Where am I supposed to bury this that I will remember that I've buried it, that I need to go back and like, it's really weird, but I really want to do that. And I'm sorry if that sounds really cheesy or really like overly emotional, but that's just who I am. But I thought, what a lovely thing to do. And I really want to do it. And I just got to figure it out. On the end of that story is, if in 10, 15 years time, what if I were to think about Stell? Where will he be? What will he be doing? And will I still feel those feelings for him? I thought it was a really interesting human experiment that I want to be a part of. So watch this space, because I want to do something like that. And I just need to figure out the logistics of it. But maybe I can like film it in my vlog in many months to come, because this is a long project. But I just thought that would be really nice. And like, what if at that time I'm married and I might even have kids? And what if I take out the time capsule with my kids and then they turn out to be 18? Do you see this dream? It's so beautiful. This is the world that I want to live in. All like beauty and sunshine. And I know that's not the reality, but I'm going to figure this out. Not Stell and his dangerous legs. Oh, well, that's loud. they've done this so often. I love Big Bang. Dead. This is not as loose as I'm used to seeing them. They're a bit more rigid to the choreography. I want that jacket. Oh. Allocations are really interesting because if you ask me about Big Bang, whose part I would allocate to whom, it might not be this. Has Stella even sung yet? Why is so cute? So cute. Whoa. This is going to be a serious dance cover. Wrong song. This is a nice trio, you know? I'm really craving for something like this at the homecoming concert, you know? For them to go off into subunits and do stuff like they did at the fan meet. Ooh. Oh, okay. Funny that Ken had to be in the center for this. Ooh. They never cease to amaze me, and I'm always so proud of them. Do you know when Ken has a solo in the future, he has to do one that is like dance-centric? He must. I do not care if Philip doesn't dance. The power. Yeah. Oh my god, Josh is on fire. It's really interesting to see the three of them together because I think they each have their own, like, in terms of dance, they have their own strengths, and I would probably put all three of them quite different, like in different places. I think that Josh and Ken have some similarities. I think Ken is a lot about the attitude, and it's all about the feel, like the overall presentation of stuff, and like switching up the energy but switching it down. Like, he's really good at controlling that. Josh is about full energy to the point where he's like gritting his jaw, the hair is flying all over the place, and he really moves his body. He's very, very light on his feet. Justin, I mean, he's so amazing. I love him every single time he's in the center, and actually Justin brings a sense of like drama to everything. Like, there was a moment there, and I think it was Fake Love, where they were all like doing their own little bits, and like Ken had walked out, and then when Justin did something similar, so Ken was like touching his face, doing all that stuff, and then Justin did the same thing, but suddenly he made it like really dramatic, like he was acting something out. So they each have like their own strength, but when you put them together, it's a super group. And we only saw three of them here, which is really interesting because obviously we saw Pablo and Stell introduce them, so I wonder what else they performed here as well, because they were definitely SB19 at this point, but very, very, very early days. This venue is big. Oh. Me when? Oh. It doesn't even matter that I can't really see him, because are you hearing it? That's what he's all about. You can feel that voice crawl all over your skin. Love the cap. Oof, oof, oof. Oh my goodness gracious. One of the best voices I have ever heard in my entire life. Where's his mic? Does he not use his mic when he's out on tour with the boys? That's why he threw the stand. What about my health, Ken? What about my health? Look at all these phones pointed at him. Look at the screen. That's so cool. I have so much respect for 18 that film this stuff, because how are you supposed to enjoy the songs and move and dance when you're also recording? Like, totally, I don't know if I'd be able to do it. I try my best, but you'd hear me screaming and singing in my hideous voice, and I'd be moving all over the place. Like, I just don't get it. And although I really love that I really, really, really love that I get to watch a lot of this, like, sometimes you just need to put your phone down, don't you? And for me, Paleo is that song, I'm afraid. You'll never be getting a Paleo fan cam from me. I'm telling you. And also, I would not survive a performance like this where he is winding those hips like that. Love this outfit, and I definitely need to find the fan cams that are at the front for this one, I think. What do you think? I think Paleo is eternal. It's never going to age. It's never going to get boring. It's always going to be a fan favourite. And how about he switches things up a little bit? I suddenly thought, you know when you get the really deep, dark beat drop? What if he switched it up at that point? What if it became like a dance break or something? It'd be really interesting to see how he plays with this song in the future. Surely I've seen this, but the word showcase doesn't ring a bell. So would this be the first time they perform this live? All in white. So nice.
Mama, kumusta na di na? Tayo laging nagkikita, miss na kita sobra.
I'm loving the echo.
Lagi na lang kami ang nauna. Di ba pwedeng ikaw muna, akin ang pangamba? Dahil ikaw ang aking mata sa tuwing aking paghinga.
So crisp.
Huwag mag-alala, ipikit ang iyong matatana. Pahinga muna, ako nang bahala. Labis pa sa labis.
They look so handsome. They all look like princes.
Ako na. La-tsa-ra-tsa-ra, la-tsa-ra-tsa-ra, la-tsa-ra-tsa-ra-tsa-ra, la-tsa-ra, la-tsa-ra-tsa-ra, la-tsa-ra-tsa-ra, la-tsa-ra-tsa-ra.
For real, they all look like princes here. I thought he was going to get up then.
Nung ako'y bata pa, diba? Aking puso yung hinanda sa mga bagay na buhay ang may dala. Dala ko ang iyong bawat payo at hanggang sa dulo magkalayo man tayo. Ako'y tatayo, pangako tatay ko. Dahil ikaw ang aking paa sa tuwing ako'y gagapang ng dahilan ng aking paghinga.
What are these creatures?
Ipikit ang iyong matatana. Pahinga muna, ako nang bahala. Labis pa sa labis ang iyong nagawa, Papa. Pahinga muna, ako na. La-tsa-ra-tsa-ra, la-tsa-ra-tsa-ra, la-tsa-ra-tsa-ra-tsa-ra, la-tsa-ra-tsa-ra.
So most artists, when they debut, and of course being in their late teens, early 20s, they kind of go through that cutesy phase, especially with men. Like maybe their voices are developing a little bit at that age, and they're not really sure, like genre-wise, style-wise, where they fit in. Like they're appealing to a certain kind of audience, but they're also coming of age, and you get that kind of struggle. And I just don't see that from SB19. I think that actually they had to be forced in that direction, like go up, alab, like they had to kind of try to be that. Otherwise, they have been. It's like they've lived many lives. They just sound so incredibly experienced. And I think that is why I've landed on the Philippines, and I just can't make my way away from here, because the voices, the textures, the experience that all of these individuals, even really young individuals, have in their voices, that's so special. You do not get that across the world. And I think that a lot of people, especially in the West, grow up very, very quickly. Like where I think Asians tend to mature perhaps a little bit later. And people here, like by the time you're 16, from my experience, what I've been through, by the time you're 16, you've already lived a huge majority of your life. Like you're already out there doing a lot of stuff that many other countries you wouldn't be. Like 16 is a child. So there's just such a difference, and I just don't get it. I do not get it. Like they're sheltered, they're innocent, they're pure, yet they have so many emotions, and it's just so incredibly deep.
Di ko na sasayangin pang mga natitirang paghinga. Tutungo na kung saan naroon ng mahalaga. At kahit na kailan pa may di mawa, wala pagkat dala kong mapa.
Nice!
Mapunta lang kung saan nagmula.
This is stunning.
Huwag mag-alala, pikit ang iyong matatana. Pahinga muna, ako na.
Ken is so handsome with this hair.
Huwag mag-alala, ipikit ang iyong matatana. Pahinga muna, ako na bahala. MAPA, pahinga muna, ako na. La-tsa-ra-tsa-ra, 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 la-tsa-ra, la-tsa. La-tsa-ra-tsa-ra, 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 la-tsa-ra, la-tsa. MAPA, oh MAPA. MAPA, pahinga una, ako na.
Oh, that was so so stunning. And I've always wanted, like there are moments in Ilau and Liham where you can, when you listen to the official track, the members sound like they're almost crying, and you don't get to recreate that very often on stage, or at least we don't get to hear it because of the clarity of the microphones and the crowd and all of that. And I've always wanted for that to seep through in one of their performances, and I'm so glad that I got to hear that just now from Stell. That was so gorgeous. And I really like that in the mix of this particular performance, the voices were way louder than the backing track, and you could tell how much they were feeling it. If this was the first ever live performance of MAPA, then goodness gracious, everybody should be quaking in their boots because SB19 are here. Whenever I say about that beginning, that blind beginning, like Justin absolutely killed it. That was so spot on, so perfect, so well timed. You can tell they've been rehearsing, and obviously we've seen some of those rehearsals together as well. And I just love the emotion that they pour into this, and I heard everything that I love about this song I heard in this performance. Can I just hear Stell do that end again? I love it. So beautiful. And you see this, they all got up at one point to walk to the front. They don't really need to do that. I feel like they don't really play up to these typical kind of moments anymore. And you see here with the costumes as well, obviously during this album, this particular time in their lives, they were going through this phase, and they don't do that anymore either. And even the screen, now it's a little bit different. Like, all of that is used to accentuate how naturally gifted they are. Like, I feel like some of this is, let's throw everything at it. Okay, and that's where they were at that time. That's the company that they were with. And okay, it's fine. I'll take it. I love it. How amazing was this? But you see them perform this today in neutral colours, not overly dressed up, no fancy lighting. Something on the screen in the background, maybe not as poignant as this, and you don't see them sat on stools, and you don't see them do this whole let's get up and make this whole dramatic change at the end, but it works. It's just as emotive, just as powerful as ever. It's interesting how they make that tweak. So, like, I think sometimes people think that in order to be an artist, you have to dress everything up. And that's where you get stuff like K-pop that really works in that field, because that's what they do best. They do it really well. But the rest of the world, they have their own specialities to put with their songs, with their music, with the stories that they have to tell. And I'm so glad that over the years, SB19 have figured that out, what works best for them in Tagalog, for Filipinos, for people that are willing to give Filipino music an opportunity as well. Because at the end of the day, that is what it is. No matter if SB19 go on to release English album after English album, do it. Kill it. I'll love it. But I am here because I am loving Filipinos. That's the truth. That's what they've made me fall in love with. This was one hell of a goodie box, don't you think? I don't know if I'm just like bigging myself up or what, but that was quite a selection. And to think that I thought, no offense to anything or anyone or to the boys, I felt like these were the leftovers, because for some reason I hadn't included them in any of my other goodie boxes, or hadn't watched them separately. But leftovers, what? These boys don't leave leftovers. Do talk to me about all the performances that I included in this. This was amazing. I started it off with MAPA, and I'm ending it off with MAPA as well. I loved it. Thank you so much for watching this with me. I hope that you had fun. And until I see you next time, take care. Stay safe. Bye.